heart. Okay. And love sounded as if you were attempting to prolong the vowel or something in a way that made the V maybe not quite clear enough. Summer, it's very hard to remember the text because it coincides, lover, summer, who can understand up there anyway, but we have to try. So I'm just going to work with you a little bit on breath, although I'm liking this. I see that you're supporting, and I see this sort of sense of poise again, of inhabiting your body in a way that's comfortable. I see a lot of young singers who are struggling so much with the coordination, the physical coordination of singing, which requires having tension in the right places and mostly relaxation in all the places that don't want to be relaxed. So, and the other thing, I think we'll work a little bit on the expression. Because it's strophic means in verses, what happens then is it can become tedious if you don't invest it yourself with an interpretation. And in this case, it would be varying degrees of, from sadness to, will you tell me, what are some of the underlying emotions that could be carrying these simple words that are repeated? Think of Ophelia Salce. Same thing. She's singing about a song which she says is unrelated to her, but in fact it is related to her. She's singing about a song. I tried to perform this on a recital when I was 11 years old, and my mother said, "Give my baby a name." I don't think so. Choose something else, dear. And of course, she's about to be in that situation because the minister comes in and thinking that she's a fallen woman, takes advantage of her, and he's horrified. Everybody is ruined in the end of this opera, which is really true of all operas. I made the mistake of singing one happy ending piece at the Met, and I got complaints in mail. We're so disappointed that it ended well. So let's try this again, but again, as you're moving through it, you could start, obviously the first time you sing through it, it's kind of, this is the statement, this is just a sad song. And then what other things could you invest this in? There are fortes, there's a pianissimo at the end. You have to find, in a way, also ways of pulling out some words in some verses, and also, a little bit like jazz, I think these phrases want to have tension in them so that they tug at our hearts also, because otherwise it really is just a song. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You've got also different accompaniment items, and when you have the 16th notes, that can also bring tension into it, and you want to pull these phrases along a little bit more, and definitely this is not a piece you want to play in a metronomic way because it will also tire her. So you can support her by leading a little bit from time to time. Obviously, you will have worked it out in advance. So you can feel a sense of passion, a sense of, anger. Mm-hmm. How did this happen? I was having a lovely life, dreaming about going to Asheville and Knoxville, and then you can also feel a sense of despair, maybe, or of giving up. She does give up in this following scene. So let's start again. For breathing, I'd just like to see you maybe just give it a little bit more energy, a little more intercostal. Expansion here when you breathe, and then tell me about support. What are you thinking about?
I'm trying to remember to breathe low and all around.
Good. So that's your intake of air.
Right.
So support is what you do once you've taken that breath and you start singing, and then what do you think of?
I think of kind of like maintaining my core to support the sound.
So not just kind of, in other words, you keep these muscles a little bit engaged.
Right.
Love that. That's really good. And you'd be surprised. I can go to conservatories all over the country and have students not know how to answer this question. That's really wonderful. And this is the most controversial aspect of singing, by the way, is what is support. It's the most often debated. But what works for me, and you can reject this and do what works for you if this doesn't, is to take that optimal breath. So shoulders down, everybody. Put your hand here on your ribs, and one hand here. Shoulders down. Try to stay central in your body, so not arching your back or not the other way and not hunching over. Now, maintaining that shoulder down position, just take a deep breath that starts low and expands all the way around like a barrel, like you said, and also has this rib expansion. So that's why one hand is here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and exhale. Okay, when you exhale, you want to maintain this nice, not high, but not collapsed chest. You don't want to collapse your chest. You're doing this really well. You've had good instruction. Okay, and then this comes in as you're singing, but slowly. Because if you allow it to collapse, then you have a very youthful, all the air comes out. So it's this kind of tension here, which enables you to have a core sound, and then resonance too, and a million other things.